Alright, YouTube, today in Vegas is kind of, I guess, overcast, real cloudy, and it's kind of cold. And this is April, almost getting into May, so. Well, anyway, I guess what's really happening in the news is a few things, mainly the Pacquiao fight, the FREDDIE GRAY up in Baltimore, and here in Las Vegas, we kind of like close to the Mexican border, so we get a lot of information and news from Mexico. And one of the news stories, I think it's made national news, was the missing students. I think it was like 43 missing students in Mexico that went missing in Igual. It's in southern Mexico. From what I'm understanding is that these particular guys, it was 43 guys that actually went missing, and they were students at a teachers college. And they was protesting, I guess, cutbacks or something. I forget exactly what it was. Anyway, they was going to protest in this particular city, and I guess it created like a beef between, I guess, some of the city officials in that city. And well, anyway, the story goes that the gangsters that operate near that town took these people and done something with them. So they just want to, try to find them, and the family they're very concerned about, and it's really I guess kind of affecting the government, because I guess people are blaming the president for not for trying to find him, I guess. Well, anyway, back in the States, Pacquiao. Well, a store just opened up here in Vegas, in downtown Vegas. It popped up out of nowhere, and it's selling a lot of the merchandise, T-shirts and stuff like that, for the many Pacquiao Mayweather fight. It's gonna be on May the 2nd at the MG here in Las Vegas. No, I've been watching a lot of some of the video of some of the Pacquiao fights, and I don't think I watched too many of the Mayweather fights, but Mayweather generally, I did watch one of his watch his uncle fight, Roger, I think his name is. He's a straight up fighter. He don't use his shoulders as much as Mayweather, and he was mainly like a jab. He would jab a lot, but mainly he was just Roger was just mainly a defensive type of fighter, which is very rare to see a fighter like that. Well, Mayweather is kind of like that. He's kind of like a defensive fighter, where he I guess he like let you wear yourself out, and he figure out, and while you throwing your punches and stuff like that, he's figuring out the best way to knock you out. Oh yeah, back to I want to talk a little bit about the I guess the revenues and stuff like that. Mayweather's I think he was guaranteed 120 million, and Pacquiao was 80 million. So I don't know exactly how they're gonna get that money, but there's also like a lot of I guess money coming from other places as well. The pay-per-view is gonna they're estimating that's gonna generate about 300 million. So and they're saying that it's gonna get at least about 70 million from the gate, and I think they're saying like 1 million from the merchandise and stuff. I think that's a little bit that's like a low ball figure on some of those. I think it's really gonna go 2 or 3 times that. Here in Vegas, the hotels are really going up. They say as far away as the state line, Whiskey Pete, that area there. They say the hotel rooms are going from like 50. They jumped from $59 to up to like $100 and some dollars. So they almost double or triple. So I guess it's gonna be the same here in town. Probably a little bit more. Okay, I want to do a little bit on the Freddie Gray stories in Baltimore. Now, I don't been in Baltimore like one time, And you hear a lot of stories about Baltimore. I think one of the really strangest stories that I heard about Baltimore, the people that live in Baltimore, is like they're not that really sophisticated. I said, what? I felt like that was like unbelievable. For a city, Baltimore used to be like, I think the 5th largest city in the country or something like that, but now it's like the 34th or something. So a lot of the population have really left and went other places. But I think Baltimore, they really still have a real strong economy, mainly because I think the military is there, and I think there's a lot of shipping and stuff there too, and the medical one of the big hospitals there, Johns Hopkins, I think it is. So, back to the story about Freddie Gray. Now, this story is getting more bizarre as they try to uncover that on actually what happened. Now they're saying that, well, they just throwing stuff out. Just mainly because of the guy. They said we didn't buckle a guy down in the seats when he was in the back of the cage. So they saying, well, maybe he got hurt like that because they saying that they brought up a couple more incidents where people actually sued because they was injured in that cage. However, there's a big protest and like I said before, Baltimore is a unique place, and the people are very unique there too. So I only been there one time, and I think I went there at night, and I didn't get out of the car. So anyway, Baltimore, as far as getting to the bottom of the story, I think they will eventually, figure out what actually happened to this guy. But the video, it told a lot about what actually, how the guy was, not necessarily how he was injured, but the fact that he was injured